So MPs will get the chance to vote this week on whether to make it a legal requirement for people working in schools, hospitals and childcare to report child abuse. The Labour Party says it should be mandatory and is pushing for an amendment to the Serious Crime Bill. In a speech tomorrow, the Shadow Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, will call for urgent action to address what she describes as the hidden crime of child sex abuse. Well, let's talk to campaigner Tom Perry, founder of the group Mandate. Now, Tom, good morning to you. I mean, on the surface of this, you look at it, you think it's a sensible idea. If people are forced to report it, more action can be more easily taken.
Well, on the surface of it, most people thought we already had it, and so now finally it has been exposed that we don't have it, and finally there's going to be an attempt to introduce an amendment, which I think sadly will not be successful. This is the second time an amendment has been tabled in the Serious Crimes Bill. The first one was by Baroness Walmsley in the House of Lords, and that has resulted in a consultation on mandatory reporting. Now we have Labour's attempt in the Commons. I wish it luck, but I have some concerns about it.
Which are?
It appears to be, however one looks at it, and we've put this up on our website last night, however one looks at it, this appears to be the status quo in new clothes. I'm not sure that it's going to achieve what it's designed to achieve. It's got the magic words mandatory reporting in it, but it does not deliver that.
We're talking about reporting via institutions, though,
yes,
aren't we?
Absolutely.
Schools, etc. But what about abuse that might be spotted outside of that, in the home or in other circumstances?
Well, that's actually a very interesting point, because the law will not apply to that, and we have never promulgated and proposed that. It is regulated activities, so those institutional settings which you have mentioned. You see, abuse comes to the attention. The place where children spend most of their time after their families is in regulated activities. So therefore that provides staff in regulated activities with that fantastic opportunity to spot concerns about children, okay? Now, it's a sort of policing role, if you will, and that's a very positive contribution. So it should affect children that come into institutions, but unfortunately the Labour proposal does exclude those people. So in other words, we have a sort of child abuse apartheid appearing. If you're abused within the regulated activity, according to this, but with big caveats, it must be reported. However, if you're abused outside the home, there is no requirement to statutorily report it. So in other words, Rotherham, Telford, Oxford and similar such places, the children don't have the same statutory protection, and that is very disappointing.
But there is no catch-all for this, is there?
No, there's no catch-all. There cannot be. But if you centre your child protection on regulated activities, you have a much greater opportunity of discovering abuse of children, both within the institution and also outside the institution that come into the institution, to be taught, to attend hospital, and to do all those other activities that children do within regulated activities.
So what would you like to see? I mean, could this amendment be amended to work better?
Well, we welcome the fact that Labour has introduced it, but it needs significant work, because in its present form, it isn't going to work. And we have said very clearly why on our website.
Tom, good to get your thoughts on that this morning. Thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure.